Right-hand corner of the map, we have our green Terran player and winner of game number 1 from Team Empire. It is Beastyqt. And his opponent in the lower left-hand corner, our red Terran player from FXO CIS. It is BratOK.
Yep. Now, I've always wondered, like, maybe other people know this, but I don't. But do you know what the QT stands for in QT?
I don't.
Oh.
I always thought it was just like, he's a cutie or something like that.
Well, it could be,
joke,
but I feel like I wonder if it stands for something. I don't know.
Well, if you guys know, send us a tweet. I am at Kevinaki. He is at Gosudoa. We'll start reading some of those out over air as well. Give us, and if you don't know, give us your most creative idea as to what it stands for.
That's right. Tweet at Kevinaki and tweet at Gosudoa and let us know what you think the QT and Beastyqt stands for. Let's find out what people think.
This
may be a bad idea.
This is a terrible idea. We're going to get trolled very hard.
We might regret doing this, but why not? We've already started it now. Beastyqt. Oh, speaking of trolling,
yeah,
looking like we're going to have some cheese coming out of our green Terran player. And the question is, will there be a gas? If there is, it's going to be a Marauder rush.
Well, it's not just it's full on command center first for BratOK as well. Oh, God. Command Center versus a Proxy Rax, and gas is coming up. It's going to be that all-too-familiar Proxy Marauder that we've seen so many times in TVT recently.
You know, TVT is such a well-developed matchup. We're to the point where we see cheeses in a strategic manner on a regular basis in this matchup. There's no other mirror matchup. PvP and ZVZ, you don't see cheese used regularly by pro players, but TVT has developed to such a high level that cheese actually is employed on a regular basis. Is a very valid strategy. We see Marauder rushes all the time, and they're quite good against exactly what BratOK is doing right now, that command center first.
That's right. And so BC going to get into his opponent's base. Oh, and he has got to be so happy now. He sees the command center first. He starts even harassing this SCV, and we'll see if a bunker goes down right away.
Yeah, I think he will want to start one. But, oh, a couple SCVs coming out. BratOK. BratOK has an idea of what's going on. I think he may have saw the angle that the SCV came in from. No, that doesn't make sense.
No.
I don't know. I wonder why he sent those 2 SCVs. Maybe just a spider sense tingling, possibly.
Yeah, I think he just wanted to protect. I mean, so one of these could attack this SCV, and another one could start continuing the command center, though. And it's actually cool by Beastyqt to not have started a second bunker right away, because now BratOK has got to be freaking out. He does indeed have a barracks that's about ready to finish up in 8 seconds. Oh, look at that.
Jumps in.
Well done.
Yeah, lives again. And this is suddenly, I don't know, man. I don't think this is working too well for Beastyqt right now. I mean, the SCVs could either chase the Marauder away or get a 6 surround, and it looks like they're going to get the surround. Look at that. Drills coming from every angle. That's got to be horrifying.
Wow, and BratOK, he's lost a couple of SCVs now, but he does clean up the first Marauder, but he has not stopped the construction of the bunker. There is a potential when Beastyqt is able to get his second Marauder, he can just kind of bull rush into the bunker if he wants.
And here comes that Marauder right now. He needs to prevent it from getting in there.
And looks like, no, Beastyqt is actually going to be content just to kind of jump back and kite for a little while. He does have concussive shells finished up.
You know, BratOK made a key mistake here in that when he was pushing that first Marauder back, he didn't send an SCV to attack the one building the bunker.
Yeah.
If he had done that, that bunker would never have finished, and this rush would be more or less over, I believe, at that point. So BratOK may be making a fatal flaw here. It looks like there's no high ground vision, though, for Beastyqt, so he will have to be pushed back a little bit.
Yep, and he is going to salvage it. Nice job by BratOK to kill the SCV that was down at the bottom. So let's take stock of what's happened afterwards. Now, we do have a factory coming up with second gas for Beastyqt, so he is going to keep powering on the amount of aggression that he's going to put on here. As we can see from the units tab, it's 20 workers to 14 in favor of Beastyqt, but of course BratOK is going to have his second orbital command up very, very soon.
Yep, that's right, and that being the case, it's going to be a situation where when BratOK can kind of push out, he's going to have a pretty decent economy, although he will need to worry about what will probably be Cloaked Banshees from BratOK.
This is so good.
That is kind of fun.
This is so good. He's sitting from the low ground now, and Marauders make very quick work of structure. So this barracks is going to have to cancel that Marine. We'll see if BratOK wants to risk it. Oh, no, it looks like he's just going to occupy the attention for a while so we can try and trap these Marauders. And he's lost a couple of Marines and a couple of SCVs to this, but he has almost dispatched of all of the Marauders.
Yep, he will get all 3, it looks like. Now, take a look for a second at that tech lab that's still sitting at the 3rd base. That is awesome because that actually blocks the command center too.
Yeah.
So not only is it annoying for BC to have to deal with it, but it kind of tells BratOK when he's going to want to take a 3rd if the game gets to that point too. So I love that proxy place for that reason as well, is that it does make things annoying later on in the game, too.
And Cloak Banshees are indeed coming up now as second factory's added on. So we may just very well jump into Mech TVT from Beastyqt after this.
Yep, Mech is something that he likes to do in TVT from time to time. BratOK, though, with his heavy Bioforce, if he can hit a little bit earlier of a timing, he could get in there, get some damage done to his opponent before his opponent really has a lot of units out. Speaking of which, this Marine push from BratOK is starting to look a little bit scary for Beastyqt. He's going to need to keep that Banshee at home at the very least to deal with this.
Well, let's see here. Maybe he'll be able to defend on the back of some of the Hellions as well. It's going to require immaculate control, though. That's right, and here comes BratOK moving up to the front. Beastyqt is keeping that Banshee back at home for now. It takes a little bit of damage, but with that Hellion is able to dish out some pretty good damage to these Marines as well.
Yeah, the Hellion coming in at just the very last moment to save the day. The SCV's just kind of hanging out, not really taking too much of a loss per se, but some damage. And look at that, the Banshee already below half health.
That's right, and looking back on BratOK's side, he has already prepared for the eventuality of a Banshee with missile turrets sitting inside of both of his mineral lines. So Cloak Banshee's not going to do all that much. In fact, Beastyqt canceling Cloak as he knows that he kind of dipped his hand there.
Yep, definitely no reason to continue that after having to use a Banshee to defend at home. He can be content knowing his opponent had to spend some resources to build some missile turrets here. Now, I'm curious to see how fast Beastyqt decides to take a third base. It's kind of my next big question for him. Is this going to be one of those strong two-base timing pushes with Mech, or is this going to be kind of a longer-term strategy?
Well, we'll find out here in a bit because he did decide to put 4 factories off of 1 base, and that is quite an investment off of 2 bases. So you're either going to go pretty close to all in off of 2 bases, or you're going to have to expand very quickly.
Well, I get the impression he could be doing one of 2 things. One would be to build up a large amount of units quickly to defensively take a third. The other would be to skip upgrades for the most part, big an army, build a large all-in army on 2 bases, and then attack with it too. He could really go either way with this. Since he is still making SCVs, I would imagine it's probably going to be more of a long game situation. That's annoying to have to repair that.
Yes, it is. It looks like the Marines are going to bounce up one more time, but of course Tim is researching, so it's nowhere near finished, and these Banshees are going to be annoying for a very long period of time. In fact, 3 kills on one, 8 kills on the other. These Banshees have been worth their weight in gold, and now they have the perfect little spot to continue doing damage.
Oh, man, yeah. I mean, and anytime BratOK gets in trouble, he can just pull back. Oh, not pulling back too far there, taking some damage on the Banshees, but still coming out a little bit ahead.
That's right. So just continuing to rack up the kills now for 11, 15 kills and increasing for these 2 Banshees.
Oh, I love this too. Beastyqt pulling back before he loses a Banshee. That's so important. If you're going Mech, you really want to have a couple Banshees in there with that army and just kind of have that extra damage, you know, have the ability to harass at a different place as well. So great decision to bring those home and repair those, not, you know, kind of leaving them out there and letting them die eventually and be like, well, I hope I did enough damage with those.
That's about right, though. And we'll see how BratOK wants to follow this up. Looks like it is going to be a ton of Marine second reactor being added on as well, going up to a 3rd base and prioritizing medevacs for now. So pretty common what we've seen out of Terran players. Make sure you get some medevac count up. Then you can go into tanks afterwards. But BratOK is playing from pretty far behind. He's still backed by 10 workers. Part of the catch-up maneuver, of course, is going to be in this 3rd command center. But he's backed by 10 workers, and he's still down by 20 supply in terms of army.
Yeah, it's going to be rough. He's going to have a really hard time holding off this push. It's going to finish, or it's going to come when Siege Mode is finished, and Blue Flame has just finished as well. So I think we're going to see BratOK or Beastyqt wait a little bit longer.
Yeah.
Should probably wait till Blue Flame's done.
Yep, and can start slowly sieging forward, which he's doing a nice job of. And now BratOK sees the amount of forces and looks like he's going to pick up and get out of there.
Interesting. Going for a drop instead. Doesn't look like he wants to drop on the tanks. Just going for a counter drop in the main. So we'll see if Beastyqt has kind of done all the safe play and kept a siege tank at home or not.
All right. Well, we'll certainly find out in just a bit. We are going to watch this push, though, for a little while, as looks like Custom Shells is not even going to finish up. But the add-ons have all disappeared, so just a bunch of only slightly upgraded Marines. And Beastyqt again with the command center. He's overrun his opponent's forces and believes that he has won this game outright.
Yeah, I'd say there's a distinct chance, although there are a few medevacs with the units for BratOK out on the field, but they are going to have to each be like those hero units in StarCraft 2, you know, like the mercenary ones you can hire. They're going to have to be that strong to win this game. He's going to try to drop on the tanks right now.
That's
but
right.
Will it be enough?
Well, it looks like these medevacs are going to get picked off pretty quick, but he does kill a fair portion of the tanks. Not enough, though, to kind of tip the balance. And unfortunately, BratOK is just losing everything. There's GG. Empire wins game 2. What a performance out of Beastyqt.
No kidding. I mean, I really, really like how he played. He went for that early game cheese,